2025 brings massive changes for travelers, and if you're not ready, you could face some serious headaches. These updates will impact almost everyone in one way or another, and knowing what's ahead could save you time, money, and stress. So in this video, I'm breaking down the 5 biggest changes you need to know as a traveler in 2025. Let's start with an update that affects every US citizen flying domestically. Starting May 7th, 2025, if you're over 18, you'll need a real ID to board any commercial flight in the USA. Now, what is a real ID? Real ID is a federally approved ID designed to prevent fraud and confirm your identity for things like commercial air travel. Now, before rushing to update, you may already be compliant, so let's check that first. You're compliant if your driver's license or state ID has a star in the top right corner. If it's there, you're good. If not, you're gonna need to upgrade. If you're from New York or Michigan and you have an enhanced driver's license, even if it doesn't have a star, that's gonna work too. But if you don't have a real ID, you can still fly with a US passport or passport card, a trusted traveler card like Global Entry, or a US military ID. But if you head to the airport and you don't have any of these, beginning May 7th, the TSA is gonna turn you away. To upgrade to a real ID, visit your local DMV and bring proof of identity like a passport or birth certificate, your social security number, and 2 documents showing your address, such as a utility bill. Check your DMV's website for details. Now, the process can take a little time, so please plan ahead and don't wait until the last minute to do this. Now, by the way, a real ID is not a replacement for your passport if you're traveling internationally. This is a US thing only. Speaking of international travel, wouldn't it be a nightmare to plan your dream trip to Europe only to be turned away at the airport because you missed a crucial new rule? Well, starting mid-2025, Europe's Schengen zone is set to begin enforcing the long-anticipated ETIAS rule for travelers from visa-free countries like the US and Canada. And here's everything you need to know. ETIAS is short for the European Travel Information and Authorization System, and it's a pre-travel screening system designed to improve security and streamline border crossings into the Schengen zone. Now, a question we get here often is, what's the Schengen zone? Well, it's these countries here. Quick breakdown for you. Europe's a continent. The European Union is a different thing. It's a political and economic grouping of countries. And then the Schengen zone is this whole other physical and economic area. It's different from the EU. And many of the very popular tourist destinations in Europe are in this zone. Millions of travelers move in and out of this area every day, and ETIAS is essentially Europe's way of knowing who's coming before they arrive. Think of it like an RSVP system. If you've been traveling to the Schengen area visa-free, like citizens from the US, Canada, Australia, this applies to you. Now, the good news is it's supposed to be very easy. The process is quick and it's entirely online. You'll just head to the ETIAS website, fill out your application, and provide simple details like your passport info, your travel plans, and you'll answer a few questions. It only costs €7 and it's free for travelers under 18 or over 70. Approvals are expected to happen quite fast. ETIAS is expected to roll out about 6 months after the launch of EES. So while there's no official start date yet, it's projected to begin in 2025. All these changes can be stressful, and trying to keep up with all these new travel rules can feel really overwhelming. And honestly, it's not just travel, it's life. And so as we head into a new year, one of the best investments that you can make is in your mind. Looking back on 2024, I am personally very glad that I chose to invest in therapy. I'd consider myself a pretty healthy person overall, but I still have things to work through just like anyone else. And having a professional therapist to talk to has been a game changer. Think about it. You'd hire a mechanic to work on your car, so why not hire a professional to help you work on your mind? Therapy isn't just for clinical issues like depression or anxiety, it's personal growth. It's building healthier habits and learning tools to handle stress. And that's where BetterHelp comes in. BetterHelp's the sponsor of this video, and they're on a mission to make starting therapy easier. You can match with a licensed therapist in just a couple of days by filling out a quick questionnaire. If the first therapist doesn't feel like the right fit, you can easily switch to another one until you find someone you really connect with. BetterHelp also offers tools like a journal for reflection and group sessions on a variety of topics. They carefully vet their therapists to make sure they're well qualified, and their support team is ready to help if you have questions at any time. If you're ready to invest in your mental health, click the link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/awaytogether to get 10% off your first month. And big thanks to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. All right, let's move on to some good news for travelers, especially if you've ever had a flight canceled, delayed, or you've been stuck waiting for your bags. Thanks to new rules from the US Department of Transportation, airlines now have to make things right. And this time, it's automatic. Starting this year, if your flight is canceled or significantly changed, like delayed by more than 3 hours domestically or 6 hours internationally, or if other things happened like change of airport or you're given extra connections, the airline owes you a cash refund. And here's the best part. They have to issue it automatically. No more calling customer service, filling out forms, or jumping through a bunch of hoops. Refunds have to be fast and they have to be in cash or your original payment method. So no more, we'll refund you as a travel voucher unless you specifically request that. And get this, airlines now have to reimburse you even if the cancellation or delay is due to weather. In the past, they could just say, not our fault, basically, and leave you hanging. Before these rules, getting your money back was a nightmare. Airlines could make you hunt through their website, sit on hold forever, or just tell you no. Now the process should be consistent and hassle-free. And it doesn't stop there. If your bags are delayed, you're also going to be entitled to a refund of your checked bag fee. Just file a mishandled baggage report, and if your bag is delayed by 12 or more hours domestically or 15 to 30 hours internationally, you're going to get your money back. Okay, speaking of bags, let's talk about a traveler's worst nightmare: losing your luggage. Thanks to a new partnership between Apple and several major airlines, your AirTag just got a whole lot more powerful. Apple is teaming up with these airlines to make it easier than ever to find your bag with Share Item Location. You can now share your AirTag's location directly with an airline if your bag goes missing. You would basically just open the Find My app on your phone and generate a link to your AirTag's location and share that link with the airline. Then they'll be able to see your bag's location on a map, just like you can. The link is going to update in real time, so the airline knows exactly where to find it. This is secure. Only authorized staff at the airline will be able to view your link, and it automatically expires after 7 days or once you've been reunited with your bag. Right now, over 15 major airlines, including Delta, United, British Airways, and Qantas, are starting to roll this feature out. Some airlines plan to test it at select airports in early 2025, with more locations coming soon. Now, why is this a big deal? Well, until now, even if you tracked your luggage with an AirTag, the airline couldn't use that info to help you, right? You would know where your bag is, but the airline wouldn't get your bag back to you faster. This new feature could change that because now both you and the airline can work together to locate that bag. Bottom line is, if you're not already using AirTags, now is the time to get some. They're small, they're affordable, and they could save you from this major headache. I personally have an AirTag in every single bag I travel with. Last, but certainly not least, US citizens can now finally renew their passports online. No more printing forms, mailing things in, or being stuck without a passport while you wait. And if it's coming time for you to renew your passport, you're gonna wanna check out this video where I walk you through step-by-step exactly how this works, who qualifies, and all the other details you need to know. Thank you so much for watching. Happy travels.